Welcome to Vet Ranch. We have a very sad little kitten here. He is probably about 6 weeks old. He was found on the side of the road with his dead sibling. He has a broken pelvis, so you can see he walks very strange. He still has feeling in his back legs though, so I'm hoping that he may be able to heal up on his own. The issue we are going to try to tackle today is this giant hernia. They have ab muscles just like people, and his ab muscles have torn away, letting all of his guts come right up under the skin here. His bladder is out here, so he can't pee on his own without being expressed, and his intestines are all in there. So this is a life-threatening thing if we cannot get it fixed, and it's going to be a pretty hard surgery. Since it's an emergency, we do need to do it now. Unfortunately, little kittens are not the best at handling anesthesia, so there's a pretty big risk just in that. So the chance of him making it is not great, but it's something that we have to do, otherwise he'll die just from all that urine and bowel being trapped outside of his body, his abdominal compartment there. So we're going to anesthetize him and try our best to try to get this boy fixed up, but it's going to be quite a surgery. Shaving the little kitty, getting him all ready for surgery, and now that he is under, you can see his abdomen is all deflated right here where his guts and bladder should be, and so humongous right here. That is bound to be very, very painful. The biggest issue with little kitties is regulating their body temperature, so we have fluid, warm fluids on both sides of the little kitty and basically all wrapped up to keep him warm. We're going to scrub him up and go ahead and start with surgery. Okay, head's going this way, tail's going this way. The main part of this was all bladder, and I got the bladder deflated, got all the urine out so I could get it back in. Now I need to get all these small intestines in. There's a big defect in the abdominal wall here, the muscle layer, so I'm going to try to get these in and start suturing up that muscle layer to hold them all in. Alright, I sutured up from here to here. That was the extent of that hernia, and everything had come through it. Look how bruised and messed up all this tissue is. They were guessing, the people who found them were guessing they were hit by a car, but just totally bruised under here. So now I'm just going to suture up the connective tissue in the skin, and we will see if we can get this little kitty to pull through. It's been a few minutes since we finished surgery. Come look at this incision. This is what the belly should look like, where it's not all concave here and all huge here. So we have all the abdominal contents pushed back in now, sutured up that muscular wall, sutured up the subcutaneous wall, and then the skin. So now we are just waiting for him to wake up, and we'll just see. There's a lot of things that can go wrong now. He made it through surgery, which was a big plus. We didn't even know he would do that. So now we're just going to see, can he urinate, because he couldn't before, and then we'll see if that body wall holds, and we'll also see if his hips heal right and he can walk. So he has a lot of things still up in the air for him. So basically all we can do now is just give him supportive care and just help him along. Kitty is up, moving about. I know. And we've given him some pain meds, some antibiotics. He's purring right now, which is a very good sign. It's been about 4 days since the surgery, and the kitty has been staying in another vet clinic just because I was out of town and we wanted to make sure that he was closely monitored, and I was kind of worried to see him looking like this again when we got him back. The other vet clinic was worried as well, and they ultrasounded him because they had an ultrasound machine at their place, and they ultrasounded him, and his abdominal wall is still solid, they said, and all of his organs are still where they should be. So his bladder and his intestines are back up in his abdomen like they should be. This is all just fluid. So that giant mass that was kind of out here with his bladder and his intestines created a lot of dead space when we put it all back in. So all this connective tissue was kind of damaged and then had a lot of stretch to it, and so it's just filling up with fluid. He can pee and poop on his own, which is something I was very worried about. He is doing that. He's eating. He's happy. He's actually purring right now. So he's doing really well. If we can just get this swelling to go down, I will rest easy, but he still has a lot of swelling. So we will see what happens over the next few days. We're not going to do anything drastic. We're just going to give him anti-inflammatories, pain meds, and antibiotics, and let him keep on keeping on. But you can see he's a happy, very pain-free little kitten right now. It has been a week since we made our last update video, and this thing is not only getting bigger day by day, but he stopped peeing a few days ago, so I've been having to manually drain his bladder every day. So I'm gonna have to go back in there and figure out what's going on. We're gonna go ahead and get him prepped for surgery right now, scrub all this up, and go see if his abdominal wall busted back open and let those contents out again. Kitty is now waking up after surgery. It took about an hour and 15 minutes, and I was kind of surprised when I got in there. The bladder was not out under the skin like I thought. Instead, this big hunk of tissue was out, and I think it was all just dying tissue. It was really bruised stuff in there from whatever injury had happened prior to me going in the first time, and I kind of sutured it all together, and I think that tissue was just not going to make it anyway and just started dying, and then I assumed leaking fluid, and that's what all the fluid was. It wasn't urine like we thought. His bladder was intact and looked normal, so I'm not sure why he couldn't pee, but I squeezed his bladder while he was under anesthesia, and he was able to pee. So I don't really know. We're just gonna have to see. I don't know how his chances are gonna be after surgery. We're just gonna have to basically just watch him and hope. I hope he's gonna be able to pee on his own. That's gonna be the big thing. And then we'll just kind of see. I think he's gonna be okay without all this tissue. Some of this was body wall muscle. Some of it was just subcutaneous tissue. But there was still enough muscle that I was able to close his abdomen. So he has a lot of things going against him right now. We're just going to give him time and meds and rest and hope that he can pull through. But little kittens are fragile little things, so time will tell. We did put drain tubes in here just because taking out all of this tissue, there's going to be a lot of leaking fluids in here. The drain tubes will make sure it doesn't pocket up like it was before. So we're just going to probably remove those drain tubes in a couple days. It's been about an hour and a half since surgery, and he is up, moving about. You can tell he is still pretty drunk. We've tried to keep him on some good meds to make him not painful, but he's a little loopy right now, which is how we're going to keep him for the next few hours. And we'll give you an update probably another day or two. It is the day after surgery, and I have very good news. This little kitty, as you can see, is eating and looking like he feels a lot better. He's still painful, but he's up, moving around. He had urine in his litter box this morning, which was going to be the biggest thing. If he could pee, I was going to feel a whole lot better, and if he had not, I was going to be pretty worried about it. But he is eating, drinking, pooping, peeing, and acting like a totally normal little kitten, besides being a little painful today. So awesome sign, and I am very hopeful now that he is going to continue to improve. He doesn't have a whole lot of swelling down there. The drain tubes are placed, but there's not a whole lot of drainage, not a whole lot of swelling. So far so good. We will keep you updated, and hopefully he will just continue to improve. Look at him chowing down though. That is a good sign. You good man. It's been several days since we put his drain tube in, and he is doing well. He's peeing his litter box. He just has a little bit of stuff coming out of his drain tube now, so it's ready to be pulled. So we're going to go ahead and pull it right now. Easy as that. Tube is all out. We will just watch him. Those little holes where the tube is going through will close up on their own in a few days, and we'll let you know how he's doing. Look at that tiny little tube. Look at that.
Oh, hugging. Nice tube.
He is cute.
And he licks.
It has been 3 weeks since his last surgery. Come in close, I'll show you his abdomen. We took the stitches out yesterday, and looks awesome. His body wall feels totally normal, how it should feel. So this guy has made a complete recovery. He still has some healing to do with his hips, which were fractured. So he still walks a little weird, especially when he's stretching out. But he gets around like a pretty normal kitten, and I think in another few weeks to a few months, he should totally heal up and be a 100% normal kitten. So this kitty was one that I was not very confident he was going to make it. So I was so pumped that he's made it through this far and is doing so well, using litter box like a normal little kitten should do. So we're so pumped that we were able to do this for him using you guys. So thank you so much for all your donations. Thanks for supporting Vet Ranch and supporting what we do here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.